As long as humankind has existed, so too has the dream of youth and beauty, and the wish to conquer death. How do we prevent the loss of strength and vitality? How do we prevent aging? Philosophers and healers have pondered these questions, and some found answers, many thousands of years ago. Archaeologists have discovered surprising knowledge in ancient cultures. The secret of longevity has been carefully guarded, passed from master to disciple, to keep from being lost.
Four 4,000 years ago, a physician named Kuldev lived along the Indus River. His name meant light of the community. He was a wise man whom people trusted. Atreya, his pupil, was expected to inherit his knowledge. In Kuldev's hut, valuable herbs are stored. They give the healer a special power, the power to bring life back into balance. One day, a woman is brought to the hut. She is suffering debilitating dizzy spells. Kuldev treats her with his blend of oil and herbs. Gently, he pours the oil over her brow, washing away her illness and restoring her health.
And so Shirodhara came to be. To this day, the pouring of oil on the forehead is the symbol of help from India. Dr. Mira likes to prescribe it too. For the Indian Ayurvedic doctor, wellness is about purification. Every body, whether sick or healthy, should be freed of toxins.
Nadine, you are feeling comfortable now? Yes.
Nadine is a corporate consultant from Frankfurt. Her job is extremely stressful, and an acute hearing loss was the consequence. She couldn't find medical relief in Germany, and so here she is now in Dr. Mira's office in India, lying on the oil table. Nadine had forgotten how to listen to her body. In Germany, she overtaxed herself too often and too long. She has come to India seeking salvation. She wants to achieve balance once again. According to Ayurveda, every human is a small cosmos constructed from the elements of nature: air, fire, and water. The unique mix of these elements determine a person's nature. It also determines that person's susceptibility to illness. People who have a lot of fire, or pitta, in their nature have to stay away from food and activities that will inflame them and throw their body out of balance. They need the cooling influence of water, or kapha. In the event of a health problem, the person's makeup is determined first, and then a diagnosis is made. By observing human nature, the knowledge of health has grown over many millennia. Proper nutrition is the root of Ayurveda. A person who eats the right foods balances the elements of life, or their doshas. Eating the wrong foods reinforces the body's problems. A person with too much fire should eat very little seafood and no sour fruits, such as grapefruit. A calm, understated person, on the other hand, needs activating foods such as apples, celery, or radishes. In Ayurveda, food is a science. People who apply Ayurveda recommendations to their lifestyle start to see benefits in energy and endurance. Only in the case of illness must one follow strict rules.
And this you're going to, the girls will mix this into this,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
and then put it on my body.
Yeah.
If I put it directly on the skin, is
Yeah.
that good?
Yeah, it's good.
Sharon from England has psoriasis. According to Indian teaching, this is a case for termite earth. This treatment has been field tested for thousands of years.
It's actually quite cold when it's on.
The mud must dry in bright sunlight for several hours. In the past, it was believed that broken bones or internal injuries could also be located by observing the color of the skin when the mud is washed away. Health through relaxation is exactly how Sharon imagined Ayurveda. The Indian milk bath with herbs is now a part of every health spa's program. Aside from the healing effects, it provides a deep relaxation.
Milk is very good for improving complexion, also give bleaching effect in the skin. So afterwards you'll be a cute.
I'll lose my tan. Wonderful.
The Indians discovered the key principles of health and beauty long, long ago. Those who take care of their bodies live longer, and so approximately 4,000 years ago, Ayurveda came to be. Ayurveda means the knowledge of long life in the Indian language of Sanskrit. Ayurveda has its roots in the time of the Indus culture, a society that is the focus of Mark Knoyer's work. The American archaeologist is visiting a new excavation site in northwest India. Under a mound, an Indus settlement from 2000 BC has been discovered. "20 archaeologists and their assistants are working to excavate the mounded ruins.
Hello.
Hello, nice
Sir
to
ji.
see you.
और सब खैरियत?
Yeah, everything fine. Yeah, come and please.
The first finds, mighty walls of cut stone or mud brick, indicate a fortress, probably protecting an Indus trade route to the Persian Gulf. Indian archaeologist Bon wants to find out how trade was conducted back then.
And then as he clears it down, we'll be able to draw the outside profile, okay? Now do the other line, where are the 4 points that we put here?
His American colleague, Mark Knoyer, hopes to find traces of early healing knowledge along the trade route. The first find is an oven used for melting copper. Were weapons or jewelry produced here? Or was it medicine?
Our excavations shown people who were quite healthy, living to a good old, adult age. The women were just as healthy as the men.
Why did people live to be so old in the Indus culture? Many of them live 50 years or more. Our first clue is water. Why did they build sewer systems as well as public baths? What did they know about hygiene? The excavation team has found a copper mirror.
This is fantastic.
Yeah, maybe sand molded copper.
The antique piece of copper is carefully exposed.
Usually if it's a copper mirror, there will be a handle somewhere. You have a round part here, so the handle may be down here or something. So.
Okay.
The mirror is a burial accessory. Among Indus women, body image, cleanliness and beauty clearly played a major role.
Most female burials had a mirror with them. And one of the interesting things is that if you have a mirror and you use it, then it's like your soul is captured in that mirror. So you don't give it to your daughter, you take it with you in your afterlife.
Okay.
Ayurvedic physician Dr. Meera is making house calls in a village. In India, Ayurveda is health care even the poor can afford. Often, the examination is free of charge. Patients pay only for medicine, so the ancient knowledge is kept alive.
In Ayurveda, we treat the person as a whole. If he have a problem with eyes, we take him as a human being and we consider his mental involvement also in his problem.
In the case of Nadine, the corporate consultant from Frankfurt, both body and soul are to be treated. The central focus is not the symptom, the hearing loss, but rather her inner balance. One important element in all of this is time for reflection.
For a long time, I was way too stressed. I worked too much, and then I had the first bout of hearing loss. It was treated with the classic Western method of infusions and cortisone. Then during this treatment, I had yet another loss of hearing, and for a few months, I was very sick. When I went back to work, I lost my hearing for a third time. That was it. I decided to take some time off.
Rebalancing her internal energies is helping Nadine recover. That is the primary goal of ancient Indian medicine. It's also found in yoga. Any child in India knows how it works, but it's only recently that these healing powers have been scientifically researched. At the Essen-Mitte Clinic in Germany, they study the effects of stress on the human organism. Volunteers are subjected to stress and changes in blood chemistry, and hormone levels are measured.
Ihr bringt die Finger nach unten, schiebt mit den Händen zueinander, macht die Ellbogen